Hello friends, my name is Emile, and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 26, and in today's episode we're going to be taking a look at the semi-pro races, which we have not been to yet. Now in the semi-pro race, each race is divided by horsepower, and we are going to make a start on these today with the first one, which is the Goodyear 150 horsepower Invitational. For that we need a car with less than 150 horsepower, so for that we are going to head to Toyota, and we're going to pick up the 2002 Toyota MRS, 138 horsepower. It's a happy looking car. It looks so happy. Anyways, we're going to buy that for 10,500 credits. How much horsepower per cylinder? 10. Probably on the American cars, yes. Oh, you saw the gold strand, I understand. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going to do anything to this car, so it should be pretty well prepared for this race. Anyways, Goodyear hosts this race for cars with less than 150 horsepower or 112 kilowatts. Okay, sure. That's the field. As you can see, there's many duplicates, apart from the Splinter Torino, which just stands on its own because it's useless. Anyways, the races will head to the Sebring International, the Suzuka Circuit East, and the New York Circuit. Let's get into the Sebring International race first. 8 horsepower per 2 cylinders. Mark 1 MX-5. Oh yes, bollocks. I forgot that could have been a potential. Sorry. I mean, I could build a really stupid MX-5 for the next episode potentially. I don't know. Ooh, peak of engineering. Yes, the I can't even remember what the pre-noun for this is. The ZZW something something something. Anyways, of course, this is going to be a bit of a change for me because in the last episode I was driving around in a big 725 horsepower Corvette, and now I'm driving around in 138 horsepower of So Fancy. Yes. I hope MR2s, or this particular MR2 never came with an automatic gearbox. Yeah, ironically, I was actually watching the RCR on this car just the other day. I've always honestly thought the Mark III MR2 is my favourite. Like, there's just something about the way it looks. It's such a happy little car. The ZZW30. Okay. Sounds really weird when you say that in the proper way. Like, I'm sure it sounds better as ZZW30, but ZZ. Yeah, MR2s are pretty cool cars, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know how nice they would be to drive. Like, I think out of all the MR2s, again, this is the one I'd probably drive because the SW20 is a bit too scary and the AW11 would, with all due respect to that car, it would probably fall to bits thanks to all the rust that those cars have. It'd probably fall to bits on a motorway, which wouldn't be particularly nice. But yeah, I do like the MRS. Would I own an MRS? Nope. I would own. I'd probably buy a Toyota Celica instead because I'm one of those people. But there you go. I don't know. Getting convertible cars, like there's only 2 real convertible cars that I'd actually really like to own, and that's an MB MX-5. And the only reason I'd own an MB MX-5 is because I very much doubt I could find a 90s Lotus Elan, because those things are pretty rare. I change these for Zs depending on what car. Yeah, I mean, I guess for some it makes more sense to do Z. I like to say Z. 350. Oh, so Z4 but 350Z. I think 350Z sounds better, to be honest with you. I don't know. Motorbike engine. Hayabusa swap it. Oh dear. Oh dear God. Yeah, I can imagine this thing without a Hayabusa engine. Yeah, I know what you're... I know nothing about motorbikes. I know of the Hayabusa engine just because I know of those Hayabusa engined smart cars. ZZW30. It does sound better that way. Again, though, I'm too stubborn to adopt American language. I don't know why. I just am. It's like I refuse to... I don't know. Actually, I don't refuse to do that. Never mind. Okay, I refuse to call a boot a trunk. It's a boot. Okay, I refuse to do that. Black booster engine. Oh yeah, that's a Top Gear reference. Yeah, the black booster. I was actually watching some classic Top Gear news segments today. They're incredibly amusing. I hope for the Grand Tour they bring the news segments back. As like, I don't care. Hopefully, well, I would assume starring a reasonably priced car is gone, which I was never really a fan of. I mean, sure, if they got someone entertaining on, what was that football player called? The one who like had one of the most extreme laps before. You know, that was great. I do have to admit, for season 22, the guests they had on honestly didn't interest me in any way, shape, or form. Mind you, starring a reasonably priced car was definitely a lot better than it is nowadays, where it's like, oh, who had the best first car? The audience decides. It's like, why? Why, Chris Evans? This is not TFI Friday. This is bloody Top Gear. Now get a grip. Anyways. I hate boot for trunk. So confusing when I'm in a school full of chaffs. So you actually preferred calling it trunk? In theory, we sounded like Americans back in the day, as Americans speak English and learn that from... I mean... I hope we didn't sound like that before. I like the idea as much knowledge, such wow, you are bringing philosophy. Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing wrong with American accents, however, you know, I like the stiff upper lip. I like it. I can imagine I wouldn't sound good as an American either. I can't do an American accent. Or at least without being, like, completely and utterly racist, which, to be fair, is mostly what it turns out when you try and do accents. Anyways. I've just noticed, look at the amount of grills this thing has on it. It's like, does the mid-mounted engine really need this much, like, cooling? Because it's, I mean, it's got a radiator on the front. It's got some intakes on the side, which is fair enough. Then it has, like, one on the boot lid, which again is fair enough. And then they've got that, like, big thing at the back. I don't understand. Lamborghini! This is not a Lamborghini. Although technically it was the same engine layout as a Diablo, so... I mean, this was... No, wait, this car was, like, early to... I'm not sure when this first came out. I think it was before Gran Turismo 2. Because I know they had the stock version of this car. Because Chris Evans. Yeah, basically. All the world's issues are basically summed up like that. Anyways... The car is now level 1, so we get a 40% discount on flywheel upgrades. Holy crap, these discounts are really starting to matter. Yeah, really starting to matter. Of course, the only issue is, as we move on to the next race, I'm not quite sure where it is going, to be honest with you. Oh, they're discussing things. I've played automation, MR car needs lots of grills. In my experience on automation, they don't need quite this many, though. Especially when you can't... Like, I don't know, you try building a mid-engine car on automation with, like, 138 horsepower. Also, this is just something that weird that happened to me this one time. I actually noticed it when I was playing through this, the old one. I don't know if it's just because the game's installed on my thing. You may notice there's like little blue hues coming from the tyres on some of the cars. I don't understand why it occasionally does that, but it just sort of does. So, yeah. Yeah, I need to build more cars on automation. I really like automation. Automation's cool. My integrated graphics card just says a sad face error message on Forza 6 Apex. I'm not even... Oh god, hi. I'm not even trying Forza 6 Apex. I have been playing a lot of Euro Truck Simulator. I love Euro Truck Simulator. The only issue is, even on the settings which I have it at, which is, I think I've got the textures on, oh sorry, I've got the models on high, everything else is on medium to low. Cooling on the front does nothing for the AW11. I believe it does something in real life for cooling on this car. Like, there is a purpose for the front grille, I believe, other than the fact the car would just look a bit strange without it. Because I think the radiator's in the front technically. I'm not sure. Please do a sleeper car state on automation. If I could record PC reliably, I totally would. I don't think I would be able to record PC reliably, though. It's a little bit too difficult for me. I built several estate cars, though. I ended up building a fleet of 70s American cars, which were pretty good. Radiator at the front, yeah. On some mid-engine cars, the Toyota Previa, for example, has the radiator at the front, I believe. Yeah, I think like the radiator goes at the front, and then they, I can't even remember how it works. There's some wires or something. I definitely know on some mid-engine cars there is a perfectly good reason for there being a grille on the front. On some of them. I usually play automation while watching some of these. Yeah, that's sometimes what I used to do when I was watching streams. I would make crazy hypercars. It's a nice little background game to play. It's nice to play around with the certain stuff. From what I hear from the developers, they're actually currently working on the campaign mode. It's actually going to be out at some point soon. If you go to the Automation YouTube channel, you get updates on how the game's going. And yeah, brake cooling. Could be brake cooling. I take it you've just gone on the internet and looked. Oh, never mind. I mean, I would doubt it, because I can't imagine the brakes would need all that much cooling. There is a reason for that being on the front, though. I can't remember what it is. It's to keep something happy. Because I think on an AW11, if it's on any mid-engine car, I believe they have some aspects of the car on the front. Campaign is happening soon. Yeah, if you go to the Automation YouTube channel, you can find out about the... I think there was a building competitor cars the other day, which is the cars you're sort of going to have to compete against. Just get Bandicam, don't be a peasant. I've used OB... Anyways, alright. Oh no, I've been exposed. Time for Comstar to get on my case. Although, to be fair, it's not Keemstar anymore, or at least it isn't right now. It's some random guy who... no. Anyways. Hardy-dardy-da, clearly. Anyways. Right, we are across the line. With the MRS, we have 7,248 credits, and we level up to level 2 with the car, where we get a 20% discount on transmission driveline upgrades by TRD, and that's available on cars made by Scion. There's Scions in this game, and Toyota. Oh yeah, there's the, what's it called? The red line, the Ion. Anyways, we move to our next and final race, which heads to the New York circuit, strangely enough. Don't know why it's... I don't know why the New York circuit with 150 horsepower cars, but there you go. That's what happens sometimes, I guess. Anyways, what the hell is that? Oh god, is that more of the... Oh god. Hey now, you're a Keemstar. Get the drama. Oh hey. Anyways. So hold up, if there's 2 of every other car and I'm in the... like a third car, which is an MRS, then technically shouldn't there be, like, I technically should have showed up in a Sprinter Trueno, right? Because then there would have been 2 Sprinter Truenos. Oh well, I don't care. I'd rather show up in a, my opinion, a much better Toyota than that one, because I don't like the Sprinter Trueno. I like the MRS much better than I like the Sprinter Trueno. Anyways, I like how there's a Cadillac advertisement there, but the rest of the track is just covered in Nissan advertisements, which is kind of ironic when you consider, I guess, like some Nissans are trying. Would you say Nissan's trying to take away Cadillac's market sometimes? I guess with the more luxurious cars. I've never seen an Ultima in my life. Like I've genuinely don't even remember what the Ultima looks like, but. Sick burn. What sick burn? Who's burning who? Stop burning people. Burning people isn't nice. It also ends occasionally in prison sentences, which you don't want. I'm sorry if you heard a moped in the background there, by the way. The AE86 beat an MRS in Initial D. Yes, but that was some terrible anime cap. Okay, only 5 speed. Anyways. Do you hate Sylvia so much? What? No, I hate Sylvias because I don't like Sylvias. That's the bumper for something. I'm not quite sure what that's the bumper for. I think it could be one of the MRSs. I think it could be one of the other MRSs, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyways, apparently we are dominated. Oh, did you hear the moped? Oh god, people heard the moped, the mighty moped. Yeah, I apologise. It's like summer now. Is it summer? I guess it is. It's summer. It's too warm to not have some form of ventilation. So yeah, this is just a thing I'm going to have to do. Do a 6 skid. Okay, there you go. There was some smoke on that and everything. Pulled the handbrake and everything. Me. I've never pulled my car's handbrake. I didn't hear that. Good. Anyways, Tokyo Drift the Roundabout. I don't think it's got enough power to Tokyo Drift the Roundabout. Maybe towards like the final episode of this series, I'll do some form of special thing involving Tokyo drifting. But yeah, I don't think this has got enough power to Tokyo Drift. Also, they're way too close to me to do Tokyo Drift do. So I'll see what I can do. Is that a Nissan or a Cadillac? That's the Nissan. Wall tap. I won't want to risk wall tap on this game because wall tap would probably break all the aero in the car, which is something it's known to do for some reason. Anyways, right, I'll tell you what. Actually, no, I'm not going to drift this corner. I'll try and drift the roundabout. I'll see how it does. Hopefully the car won't twitch on me. Anyways, there we go. Oop. Bollocks. There you go. That's about as much drifting as you're ever going to get from me. As I've said before, I may do a drift build at some point just to prove to everyone, yeah, I can't do this. You should stop asking for it. Maybe that'll be a thing in my future. I don't know. Either way, there we go. Cross the line. They're too close to me to Tokyo Drift. You've just called it. Yeah, basically. Anyways, are we going to reach level 24? We are going to reach level 24. Excellent. Honda NSXR. You've established a relationship with Honda. There are new NSXR production models available in the Honda dealership. Nice. I will take more NSXs. I think... Yeah, last time we got the Acura bonus, and now we're getting the... whatever. Anyways, we get 7,500 credits for finishing the Goodyear 150 horsepower. And we get the Subaru Impreza Tommy Kyra M20B with the world's worst wing. Interesting. Anyways, there you go. That was it for the Goodyear 150 horsepower Invitational. In the next episode, we're going to be taking a look at the Sparker 200 horsepower Invitational, so join me for that. Anyways, friends, I want to thank you all very much for watching. My name has been the Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.